Hi guys, so I'm back with the second of my ink calendar unboxings. This time it's the Diamine Inkvent Calendar 2025 and this is their teal edition. So this calendar costs £92, so it's kind of like half the price of the Colourvent ink calendar that I previously unboxed. The difference with this one is that you have 24 12mm ink bottles that are plastic, whereas the Colourverse has 24 15mm glass bottles, and you also get a 25th day here, which is a bigger bottle. I think it's a 30mm, but I can't remember if I'm honest, but we will find out at the end. So I am only going to be swatching on these colouring swatch sample cards, opening this as they come out in the order, and then what I'm going to do after that is my kind of new system. So I have a Midori notebook. I'm going to kind of group together all the inks so that we get a better look at what actually comes in the calendar, and I would also do the same thing on some watercolour paper, a bit like I did in the Colourvent one. This is partly for my benefit because I kind of use the inks in lots of different ways, and also I think it's good for you guys to be able to see what the ink looks like grouped together, and also kind of on the different papers, because some people use it for fountain pens just for writing in journals and letters and things, and other people use it more creatively. There is one slight hiccup in that I've run out of these, so I only have 23 and I need 25, so I have done a little test. So this is a sheen and a shimmer from Diamine, previous ones, and I've had to use the back of my this year's Midori calendar that I have, which I thought just the paper would be good for it. So let's crack on, and we're going to go to day one, which is up here, and oh, it's quite a tricky one to get into. Sometimes you can't push in because the bottle's in the plastic. Oh, look at that, a beautiful blue celestial sky. So what have we got? And it's a shimmer to start with, so I've taken off the plastic wrapping. So that's the rim, so you can see the kind of initial colour, and there is the shimmer inside. So good shake, and give it a wobble on the back as well, which is going to make for a very inky brush, just so I can get that shimmer. Ooh. Actually, I probably, now I've got too much. Oh, I always start off a little bit heavy-handed. Okay, let's come down here. There we go. So there's the ink before we dry it. It's got a beautiful, actually it's got quite a good teal. It matches the box. Let's give that a dry off. So I was a bit heavy-handed, I think, there with the second layer. I probably should have left it, but you've got lots of different kind of shimmer colours going on here. So there's like a gold, there's like a blue, you've got some red coming through. So I've just dried off the bottom, which is kind of coming out a lot more red where it was really thick. So let's do an ink monster, and then I'll use my glass pen to do the writing and see what that looks like. But it's a nice start. Look at all those colours, it's just fabulous. So you've got, like, you know, you can get a really pale shimmer over a beautiful turquoisey, tealy blue. It condenses in places, and you've got lots of gold and this kind of burgundy red. I mean, it's just, that's going to be lots of fun to play with if I can kind of find a paper that it works on really well. But really like this. And when you write with it, you get more of the kind of reddy gold. Okay, day two, up here in the corner. Oh, that was much easier to get into. And oh, we have a nice purple called Energy, and it's a sheen. There it is. Look how purple that is. I wonder, I can't remember, does this kind of colour here, which is gold, or are they always gold, kind of give an indicator of what the sheen colour's going to be? Anyway, as I now know, it's not going to be purple, so I've changed my brush to try and take a little less ink up and get a better swatch. Or that's not going to be enough, maybe, we'll see. What a beautiful purple though, that's rather gorgeous. So it's a beautiful green sheen. I really like this. I'm just going to dry off this bottom bit because I didn't get as much because I've used a different paintbrush. So you can see it's quite kind of limey here where it was thicker. So I'm just going to dry this off and see if we can get a little bit more of the sheen showing, because normally the Diamine sheens show quite well on this paper. Yeah, so a little bit more of it's coming through here, so you can kind of see. I think when it goes on the Midori paper that I'll do in a different post, it's going to be this beautiful vibrant green when you write with it. That's Ink Monster, because that normally shows really well. So here we go, you've got like some really lovely purple underneath, and then you've got this amazing kind of mossy green actually. I think this is going to look really nice when it's written with. And there's the text. I had to actually double dip to, it was too fine before, but you can kind of see like the grades you can get if you're interested in that. I am, just from a kind of use perspective. I really like, I just need to know how to master them and get in control of what comes out when and where. Okay, 3 down here, big number 3. So we've had a sheen, and I can't get in, and a shimmer. What have we got? Ooh, carousel. Look at, oh wow. What's it say it is? Oh, and it's a pigment ink. Ooh. Okay, I'm just going to say, these wrappers are such a pain to get off, which is why I'm doing them offline. That looks a little bit exciting, doesn't it? I'm going to give it a shake because I don't know if you need to, but let's have a... Oh, look how red that is. I am rather excited at seeing what this comes out like. I was just complaining that you don't get really nice, just red and blue and green inks in these calendars. They're always kind of like uber fancy. That's just rather gorgeous. So it's a bit weird actually. There's a little bit of sheen, kind of gold settling out there, and if you look around the edge of the text, there's something as well, though I can't quite see it in this light. But if you look at the Ink Monster, that's definitely got some gold in it, but it can't be contaminated because I changed the water. So the water's clean. I washed the brushes in between, unless I didn't wash them well enough, but I used a different brush as well. It's sort of, it's a, what's the word? It's kind of like an orangey red. So I wonder if there's like little bits of gold in there that kind of give it its overall colour. But when I look at this now in the light, there's sort of, you can kind of see there's areas that are a little bit on the surface goldy or orangey. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things. But it just feels like, but it just might be the makeup of the ink, and that's why when you kind of just do a kind of like flat wash or you write with it, maybe it separates. It'd be interesting to see how it is on other paper. And when I do this and I can kind of condense it into tiny little rivulets, as I call them, you get to see that kind of gold coming through. Right, 4. Where are we? Down here. Is that 4? Yes, must be. Only a little bit in there. Ooh. What have we got here? Smoky tobacco. I'm going to take the plastic off before I show it to you because it kind of, I think, hides a bit of the colour. Okay, so there we go. Smoky tobacco glistening in my lights, and it is bizarrely, it's scented. Smoky tobacco scent. I don't mind smoky. Why the tobacco? Okay, so it's a kind of reddy brown colour, I think. It smells of a really nice perfume. I would say kind of patchouli. There's a little bit of maybe oud. There's something sweet, cedar woody. It's not really smoky tobacco. Maybe really posh scented cigar. It's very nice actually. I don't quite understand why you want scented inks personally. The smell doesn't last long. I suppose it's kind of nice while you write to them, but I haven't found that the scents kind of stay on the paper. I'm using my big fat brush again now just to get a good contrast. So anyway, that's the colour. I will dry it off. Obviously drying it I think removes the smell a bit, but hey ho. It's a gorgeous brown. I absolutely love that colour. I mean, absolutely beautiful. It smells really nice while you're heating it, actually. So I'm wondering if maybe they've used, like, rather than as last year it was fruit cocktail and forest ghetto, which was, I don't know, it feels an artificial colour. So this feels a bit like, you know, aromatherapy oil type spa smell, you know. So if there's a more natural oil in this, it might smell when you write with it. I'm going to have to give it a go and let it dry naturally and see what happens. But I really like the colour. I'm going to do my Blow Monster, and then we'll have a look at the layers, and then we'll go on to the next one. That's the kind of inky monster when I use my kind of puff blow thing to spread the ink around, so you can see all the textures. And that's it, written using a glass dip pen. I think this is possibly one of my most favourite inks that I've had so far ever. I love it. I love the depth of the colour. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Super velvety looking. Okay, 5. I haven't changed my water just because the brush is cleaned really nicely because it's not a strong colour, and it takes so much time going in between doing all of that stuff. So unless it's a like really strong glittery one or a sheen or something intense like the pigment, then I'm going to leave the water if it's a little bit translucent like that. Anyway, 5 is over here. I really, Smoky Tobacco. Even though you're scented, I think you're fabulous. God, this particular line is hard to get into. What have we got here? Is it going to be a... Ooh, Marie Rose. Okay, there we go. Marie Rose, and you're a standard. You've got a kind of chocolatey brown feel about you. Is it going to be caramel? Oh, look, there you go. There's a little taster. Kind of caramelly peachy. Okay, let's see how... Oh, upside down. Not that it would have really mattered. Okay, yeah. It's that kind of caramel honey pot tan colour. Just bring that up there like that. We'll dry you off and show you. This has potential. I might put a little bit more. Put the brush in the water now, just to get a little bit more texture. Oh, this is another gorgeous one. Look at that. I decided to start doing the writing as well. You get a nice kind of like that halo effect. It's such a gorgeous colour. Just beautiful. It's another, I'm quite into these sorts of earthy browns, but they go quite nicely together. You've got like Smoky Tobacco. Look at those two. Oh, match made in heaven. There's my ink monster. It looks like some kind of flying bug, doesn't it? You know, like an insect. There's the head, like a moth. Anyway, really beautiful textures and colours. I love this one. Okay, we're on to 6. I actually am really enjoying the colours that we've had this year so far. What have we got here? Fur and Fog. Okay, so Fur and Fog is, I don't know if you can see that in this weird light of mine, a chameleon. And there's the kind of chameleon shimmer. So there's the kind of the rim colour from shaking it. I'm going to shake it again, but it's got a kind of a greeny grey blue from this angle. The only thing I hate about these inks is that everything settles out really quickly. I don't know, you need some kind of special mixing machine that keeps the ink constantly on the go. Wow, I wasn't expecting that colour. Look at that. So that's pretty. I made a bit of a mess of the fur, but hey ho, that is gorgeous. So you have this kind of really fine shimmer of green that kind of highlights and accentuates. I mean, that is super sparkly. I love it. That's another, and a really beautiful colour. They've done really well so far with the colours, I think. Yeah, just a really nice mix of quite rich, beautiful natural colours. And there's the ink monster. Just look at that. You can get a really intense, almost fluorescent neon green of when you get a thick build up of the ink, and then you can kind of just get this really nice shimmer as well. And the same with the, I just love the colours so far. They're just so pretty and beautiful and very usable. It's taken me ages off camera to find number 7, okay, and just here it is. I mean, that's quite abstract really for a number, isn't it? Just saying. But number 7 is down here. Oh, we've got blush. So here's blush. It's a standard, and it's got a pinky red hue to it in the bottle, but you can never tell. It's got quite a rich, bright red, reddy pink, crimson colour. Blush. Do we think blush is pink, or do we think it's a red? Could be either, couldn't it? You know, blush to blush cheeks. A blush of colour. Let's have a... Ooh. That looks interesting. How about that? I'm going to dry that off, and it's quite a kind of fleshy, wilted rose colour down there. I might add a teeny bit more, just to you know, get my texture down the bottom, see how it layers up. This is another win for me. Just a beautiful colour, and you get a kind of a nice halo-y kind of line when you write with it. It kind of separates out nicely as well. You can get kind of good layers, which I like. I don't know, I think these kind of what I call orange, they always seem to have a little fleck of like gold pigment in them to change the kind of hue, whether it makes it more of an orangey red or a pinky red. There's just a, I don't know, I can't explain it. I'm not an ink expert, but this is just beautiful. And there's the old ink monster. See what I mean about that? There's like, I don't know, there's little bits of goldy, I think, in it, just because you see it where it's got dense colour, but it's just so pretty. Such a lovely colour. So blush, that's a winner as well. Okay, we're on to 8. 8 is in the middle here. What have we got? Dreamcatcher. Do you think this is a sheen? Okay, so Dreamcatcher is an extreme sheen. Oh, we've got a, can you see that? It's like a turquoise blue base. What's the sheeny colour going to be then? Dip. I love sheen inks just because they come out really much thicker. Oh, okay. Let's just add a teeny bit more down here. Oh, that didn't work. Just so that I can flip it about a bit. Okay, it's more blue than turquoisey, I think. Wow, look at that beauty. I forgot, extreme sheens are just, they're much more forgiving, I think, on different papers. Oh, excuse me. They just sheen up more easily. They work on watercolour papers as well, as long as they're not too absorbent. But it explains why. I'm sorry, I'm going to just bring this up. So this is just a normal sheen. So it still sheens on this, but I had to double layer it to get kind of like any intensity. But whereas on this, it's like pow, straight away. Look at that. It's like using foil leaf. It's just so shiny. So there we go. Dreamcatcher, the first extreme sheen. Okay, we are on 9, which is here. Changed my water because it was a sheen. Okay, what have we got here? Bittersweet. So there we go, Bittersweet, and Bittersweet is a standard and has a very turquoisey green feel about it. Oh, maybe more minty green. Oh, what's this one? I'm a bit intrigued. This is where the colours start going matte. Oh my gosh. We've got like fun normal colours. Look at that. Oh, how's that going to dry? I have no idea. This could kind of like stay mad, or it could become like really muted and interesting. It could be mad and interesting as well. So it's another really nice colour. It's dried pretty much like it came out actually, but it has that kind of dark halo around the letters when you write with it. I think it goes really nicely with the red. I really like that they're doing kind of like what I call just like some normal strong colours. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not all kind of muted and wilted and earthy. There's some like really good strong standard colours in here. Oh, look at that. I've made a green crayfish accidentally on purpose. That's just brilliant. I should get like a black fine liner and make it into some kind of like weird mutated crayfish shrimp thing. Anyway, that's the ink monster, which I think is really nice. Shows the kind of textures that you can get from the ink. So that's 3 standards, and we're on to number 10. Which is, oh, it's another kind of hidden, looks like a gravestone. Okay, down here in the corner. And we have Nostalgia. So here's Nostalgia unwrapped, and it's a chameleon. There's the shimmer that's going to be in it. So I think this is going to be super pretty. Although interestingly, its base colour looks a bit kind of grey, which I wasn't expecting. I still think it's going to be pretty. Okay, got to work quickly before all that nice sparkle drops to the bottom. Wow, it is dark. Let me just show you. So, not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting a purpley colour. Nostalgia has redeemed itself. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Yeah, all of that kind of purpley, pinkly. It's a new word I've made up. You can get like a really delicate colour as well. So you can get this nice intensity, but the if you get a thinner wash of ink, you get a really beautiful light sparkle. It actually has got kind of like a sort of one of those wilted colours underneath, a sort of a wilted rose, bramble, the sort of base colour, but it's really subtle. I'm hoping that you can see it, because it's really hard for me to tell at this angle what glimmers and what doesn't. So number 11, which is a bit of a weird one, which you'll understand when you get to 24. But number 11 is brrr. So here's brrr out of the wrapper, as it were, and it is a pigment shimmer. So hopefully it's going to be a really nice blue with some sparkle. So here's the before the shake. So it's looking really good. If you're wondering why there's quite a few inks here, is because this is a Back to the Future post, and I missed out 11, but I'm now putting 11 in the right space, and I only found this out when I opened 24. And to add to the chaos, I forgot to film me swatching it, and then didn't swatch enough, so I've just added a little bit more here. I'm just going to add a little bit of water so it bleeds a bit. But this is what it comes out wet like, and it's already started drying because it was too thin, although that's quite a nice colour anyway. So I'm going to dry the rest of it off and hopefully get back on track. So here it is swatched. I think I messed up the writing and didn't get enough, too much ink and not enough shimmer, but this shows the different depths you can get. So obviously that's a thin wash, and then you can kind of thicken it up You get quite interesting texture. It's got a lovely shimmer to it. It's interesting, I don't see it being that much different to a standard shimmer rather than a pigmented shimmer, but I'm sure the ink is different somehow. Anyway, let's do a ink monster. Here's my ink monster. I actually blew the ink out quite a lot to kind of thin it, so you get, I'm hoping you can see it, there's a really beautiful delicate shimmer all around here, and then you've got kind of like a more intense medium shimmer here, and then obviously it's really dark there so you can't quite see the shimmer, but it's a really lovely colour. Okay, we are on to 12, which is down here. And what have we got here? Bubbly. I was going to say that Buffy, but I think, no, it says bubbly. And it is a shimmer. And it's got lots of gold shimmer in it. I'm going to shake up loads and swatch. Okay. Quick swatch before all that good. Oh, I didn't show the rim of it. It's a kind of sagey green. Here we go, look. It's a sagey green. And, was it a mossy green? Sagey mossy green. Bubbly is really nice as well. It's got a really lovely kind of overall shimmer. I'm going to have to double check. I got confused last year. So this is just a shimmer. And it is really nice, you know, it's kind of like lots of shimmer and then a kind of matchy colour to the ink, whereas these are chameleons down here. Yeah, but that's what chameleons are like, you know. The chameleons are very, can you see what I'm, are they slightly large particles? It's hard to tell, but they're like, so the two chameleons are a really nice shimmer in the same colour as the ink, which I kind of feel that this one is, sorry, the chameleons, which I kind of feel are the same as the shimmer, whereas the first shimmer we had is kind of different. It's a different glitter to the ink. Anyway, I don't know, this confused me last year and I'm sure somebody explained it to me and it still didn't make sense, but this is a shimmer, not a chameleon. It feels like a chameleon, but it's still really lovely. I think it's going to look beautiful on dark card as well. It's got a really kind of like natural kind of organic material-y sort of feel to it, you know, like a sheeny hemp or something. And there's my lovely ink monster. I don't know, was it like a stag man dancing? Oh, is it more Stranger Things? Oh, actually that could be a fox. Yeah, can you see his face standing solid? I do love these shapes. I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, this is Bubbly and it's another gorgeous one. So 13 and we are past the halfway mark now, which normal calendar I'd have finished by now, but with inks you kind of got to do a lot of stopping, starting and cleaning and washing. And what have we got? Molten basalt. Interesting. It's a standard. So the geologist in me, and it's got a blue colour, is going, that's a very strange colour for molten basalt, because molten basalt would be kind of glowing quite a bright orange colour. And it's just very dark. There's a kind of a blue to it. So yeah, I think that's a really strange name. So molten basalt, while I swatch it, would be a fantastic name for a chameleon that had a blue base and went kind of like fantastically golden. Molten basalt for inky blue is a very strange name. I'm just checking, did I read that right? Yeah, it does say molten basalt. Somebody explain this one to me, like name-wise. And this comes from somebody, this is me, who did a geology degree years ago. I would not have gone, unless it's going to dry grey, but then that's not molten. You know, basalt goes grey after it's hardened. Now the name makes sense. I think this is a sheen. And they did this last year. Do they do this all the time? Last year there was a red, I think, called cranberry that had sheen in it, and it went from red to gold, and this has gone to a nice kind of bronzy, reddy colour, you know, a bit like a molten basalt might. I love the Ink Monster look. I love the texture, this kind of really sort of beautiful soft grey blue, and then you've got this kind of red that possibly shouldn't be there because it's supposed to be a standard ink. Yeah, I really like this now, and it totally plays into molten basalt. So I've put 13, even though it says standard with the sheen over there. So we are on 14, and where's that? At the top here. Oh, oh, look at that colour. I can't get it out. Oh, it's called Mittens, and it is a pigment, and it is gloriously pink. There it is, super, super pink. I'm looking forward to seeing how this this comes out. Is it going to be a nice kind of flat, slightly fluffy, dense colour like the red was? Oh, look at that. That's so pink. Just run some of that colour down there. That has potential to be lots of fun. So this isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I think this is a really lovely hue of pink. Yeah, this is going to go really nicely with all kinds of other colours. It would be really beautiful for painting flowers as well. And there's the old Ink Monster. It's interesting, it goes on and it's kind of like, it looks like it's going to be quite vibrant and fuchsia-like, almost kind of glary, but it's actually a much more delicate pink. I mean, you can obviously get that intensity if you thicken it up, but I think it's really lovely. I don't have any pinks really. I was thinking about that. The nearest pink I've got, apart from sort of blush roses and stuff, is this one I bought from the set, which is Lotus, and that's more of a peachy pink, but this came from a set I bought in the summer. Okay, so we are on to 15, which is up here in this corner. I think we've got a nice range of colours so far. Frostbite. This feels like it should be glittery and blue, possibly with silver in it. What do you think? So here it is unwrapped, and it is a shimmer. So yeah, it's sparkly, and it's got a kind of purple, well that could be silver, but it feels like it's a purpley silver shimmer. So it's got a, I can see blue. Ah, I've just realised that's the shimmer colour, isn't it, with the shimmers. I always think it's going to be the base colour, but it's not. It always works out that that purpley is the shimmer. So let's have a look. I'm expecting lots of purple glitter. Oh wow, look at that. It's a very thick, dense ink. Well, look at that. That's like a shimmer version of the other one, Dreamcatcher, although the blues and the purple is slightly different, but that's the Chameleon. I suppose that's more reddy brown, isn't it, than pinky. That's kind of weird. It looks like a sheen with a shimmer in it. I don't know. Right, there's a little bit of shimmer, and you can see it kind of on the blue. It's very like light, so there's not a lot of shimmer. So I kind of feel this is a sort of a shimmery sheen, because where is it? Here we are. Normally I have to constantly shake. This is quite a thick ink, which sheens tend to be, and I am having to constantly shake these in between every single dip and stuff right up until the last minute, because the glitter sinks really quickly. So if you look at this one, you know, it pools at the bottom, and that happens almost as soon as you stop shaking it and put it down. Whereas with this one, it's hardly there. So I'm not sure what this is, but it just feels like it's a glitter with a sheen rather than just a shimmer. What do you think? Okay, we are on 16, I believe, which is down here. Let me just check. We did do 15, yeah. So 15 was a weird one. I wonder what 16, which is Ruby Taffeta. And my noisy cat has come in. Hello, Inky. Can you hear him? So this is Ruby Taffeta. I'm going to laugh now because Inky's just making so much noise. He's my really noisy cat. So Ruby Taffeta, and it is a chameleon. Or is it going to be a nice one? And Ruby Taffeta has a really ruby red look about it. Okay, let's quickly do this. One, so that I can feed my cat, and two, so that all the shimmer doesn't come out. Let's put a little bit more down here. Look at that, beautiful. So there's Ruby Taffeta. It's a beautiful red that ends up looking kind of quite orange depending on how thick you have it, because it has gold glitter in it. So I've done quite fine writing here, so you can't quite see it. But so you could end up with a really interesting kind of golden colour, or this red with the lovely splattering of gold in it. And here it is. There's the ink monster, so you can kind of see it better here. So it's not quite so thick, and you get this kind of like gorgeous gold on top of this red. It reminds me of one they had last year. Was that Grotto? That was very similar. So I think this one looks nicer if it's not as deep. So that's Ruby Taffeta. Okay, 17. I'm not quite so distracted now that I've been nudged from behind and meowed at by a cat. Ooh, that looks interesting. This one is Gala, and it is a standard. So is it going to be a gorgeous lilac colour? Possibly. Lilac or lavender. It looks really beautiful if it stays that colour. Okay, let's swatch. Oh wow, a bit more down here so I can get some texture when I dry it. That looks very delicate. I just wanted to show you because it's still wet. Look, it's going from this beautiful kind of lavendery lilac, but it starts off, this is the pink, and then that's what this bright pink disappears and becomes the other colour, which I think is just really interesting. You know, you just never know what you're going to get. I just finished drying it. Look, it's just going to get, in fact it's going to go more purple there because it's thicker ink. Look at that. It's like a complete transformation, isn't it? So there's some writing. I think this is going to be really lovely to write with, just because you get that kind of like little solid dark outline. And there is the ink monster. Again, you can kind of see, if you wanted to, you could get a really fine wash. I said this last year and I didn't have time. Now all my girls are at uni, I'm going to absolutely make time to, now I understand paper and the inks a bit more as well, have some fun doing kind of interesting textured, I don't know, big monsters maybe. Okay, so we're on to 18, which is here. Getting through them now, getting my rhythm. Oh, what's this one? This is Laurel. Okay, an unwrapped Laurel looks like this, very greeny sheeny, and it is an extreme sheen. So I reckon it's going to be kind of metallic-y green, but what's the base colour going to be? Okay, it looks like the base colour is going to be very green. So what's the metallic-y colour going to be? It's like a permanent surprise. Every time I try and think, I just think I know what's going on, and then something comes along and whaps me. Oh, look at that though. That's such a rich green underneath for the sheen. feel like I might want to take some of that off because it might be too much. No, it's really shiny, isn't it? No, let's leave that. We'll leave that. So this is Laurel. It's a, you know, really vibrant pinky red colour again, burgundy colour. The trouble with these is if you can't get the underneath colour to show, I feel they look the same. So this is Dreamcatcher, and I don't know, you see what I mean? It's like the actual kind of completely flat or the sheen colour is the same. So if you do it I've got another cat. This time it's Spot. I have 4 cats. I did have 5, sadly. Pumpkin, who I think I might occasionally have mentioned in previous videos, he died about a month ago. But anyway, Spot's now come in to say hello. But do you know what I mean? They look the same, particularly if you're writing with them and you don't get to see any of the colour underneath. Then I don't know, it's only when you sort of get it thin enough like this where you can kind of see a little bit of the hue coming through that sheens start to give some kind of differentiation. And there's the ink monster. See, so if you can kind of get the ink to work in your favour and show you the kind of the bottom colour, I think these are really good. That's just a skill I haven't quite worked out how to consistently. I mean, if you're writing, you'd have to use a really wide nib. I mean, because with a paintbrush you get kind of quite a consistent ink flow until the ink starts to run out, you know, which is what happens here. Yeah, it's kind of quite a, but even here with this is like the glass dip pen, you don't really get any of the underneath colour showing. So I think if you must be a real skill to using these sheens. Okay, so we are on to 19, which is here. Okay, and this is called Overcast, and it is a standard. So I think, looking at this, it might be because of the title, a grey. So it's got a blue tinge to it there. Is it going to be one of those really nice bluey greys that you sort of get with overcast seas or overcast skies that kind of reflect in the sea? Okay, let's see how Overcast is going to wash out. Oh, that looks nice. Just going to put a little bit more here. Okay, this looks good, like it's going to be a nice colour. Oh, this is just so beautiful. This is one of those inks that kind of breaks out in different colours, like, is it chromatographs or something? Anyway, it's super, super beautiful. It really does remind you of kind of overcast, rainy skies kind of coming down over turbulent seas. Perfect name really for a beautiful colour. And that's the Overcast Ink Monster, which again I just really love. I love all the texture and the colours that you can kind of get from them. That's just really pretty. I think that's one of my favourites. Okay, we are on 20. We're on the what I call homeward straight, you know, we're in the 20s now. So what's going to happen from now on? We have Ambience. Ambience is giving off very orange vibes, orangey pink vibes, peachy vibes. It's giving off good vibes, and it's a chameleon. Oh wow, that looks like lots of fire in that, doesn't it? Woohoo! I'm just going to show it to you now I've shaken it. Look at that. Well, it's bubbly obviously, but the colour is quite something. So it's very orangey and very bubbly, unfortunately. Okay, let's work quite quickly with this. That might be more bubble than ink. Put a bit down here. That's going to be a beautiful colour. Oh, this is so lovely. Look at that shimmer. It's just beautiful. So you can get it really thick and rich if you want, or you can have this delicate swash. And there's my ink monster. It's like a beautiful little peach, shiny peach tree. It's really lovely. Okay, 21. We haven't had another scented yet, and I would expect another pigment. We've got 5 standards, 4 chameleons, 4 sheens, even though there's 2 extremes and 2 normal sheens, and 3 shimmers. So 21. I don't know. There's normally 2 scented, isn't there? Or is there only 1? Oh, what's this? Chaos. Chaos doesn't sound like it's a scented one. So it is a extreme sheen, and I suspect quite a rich, I don't know, bronzy colour. So the underneath ink colour is a kind of purpley mauve. What is this sheen going to be like? I'm trying to not make it very thick. I'm going to take some of that off. Wow, it's really, really rich. It's like clarity actually. Okay guys, now's the time. What do you think this is going to turn into? So there it is. It's a really lovely shimmery green, metallic green. And it makes quite exceptional ink monsters. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's like a neural network. That's just beautiful. So that's Chaos. I think that's my favourite sheen so far. Okay, we're cracking through them now. 22 up here. Putting my arms in the way. Oh, I think this is going to be a scented. It is called, well, I can read pineapple. Oh, spritty. I thought that was saying spitty. So pineapple spritty. Is that a certain? No, it's definitely spritty. Anyway, it is a pigment chameleon. Ba, ba, ba. And luckily it's got glitter in it, because otherwise it would look a really nasty colour. It's a bit like, I don't know, it's like mud water, isn't it, that side? But we'll give it a shake and just see if it does anything. No, it still looks a bit like bog water. I really hope it turns into something beautiful, because that's looking a bit ugh. Okay, let's be quick, because we want to make sure we get some of that chameleon in with the inkiness of the pigmenty. Okay, that's a surprise. Look at that. Wow, who'd have thought it, hey? Who'd have thought that mud water would turn into this gorgeous pineapple spritty? I don't know if I've spelt it right. I haven't, have I? I've put 2 T's in. Spritty. Okay, anyway, I made a mess there. You can get a really nice, rich, kind of yellow ochre gold. It's gorgeous. There we go, there's my ink monster. I really like this. I think they really made some effort to put some cool, fun colours in this year's calendar. I don't remember last year's being quite so cool. Maybe it's just been, 12 months and I've forgotten. But I really like pineapple spritty. Don't let this yucky colour put you off. I'm so excited for 25. I really want it to, I think it's going to be really cool. Anyway, where are we? We are on 23 here. Christmas Eve. Let's hope the last 3 are just like, okay, we've got Christmassy theme. So here is Let It Snow, and it's a chameleon. Ooh, and it's going to be very blue. Are we going to have our silvery blue, or is it? I think this is going to be bluey blue. Okay, get in there quick before all that gorgeousness drops to the bottom. Oh, I didn't show. Oh, well, that's a beautiful colour. I'm just going to go right down the bottom and stir it up a bit. And just add a little bit down here. Oh, I can see the sparkle. That's a lovely colour. I'm just swishing it around, you know me. I do like to see the texture it gives. It's another stunner, honestly. Just beautiful. This is another favourite, I think. There's going to be lots of favourites in this one. Look at that. It's like, you know, the pink and blue power couple. And this is my Frosticle. Just gorgeous. Lots of lovely delicate shimmer, intense where you need it. A little bit of kind of haloing in places around the darker areas. Ah! We do love Let It Snow. Okay, it's Christmas Eve 24. Oh, no! Did I miss 11? Okay, we are definitely on 24 now. So, here it is, Christmas Eve. What are we going to get? I'm really nervous in case I've forgotten another one, but I think I've got them all. Right, 24. Here we go. We have... Oh, I thought that said my name. It's not though. Oh, that was funny. That says Antler. And Antler is another pigment. Oh, I thought that my door keeps going. Sorry, all my cats are coming in and out. So if you hear a click, this is Smudge has come in to say hello. Sorry, going back. I thought pigments were like these ones. They're kind of like quite flat colours, although I suppose it is quite hard to see. This is quite dark, isn't it? So that's the colour, which is a kind of a purpley brown, maybe, hard to tell. And I am now having to move to my Midori calendars that I'm cutting up because I've run out of the colouring swatch thingies. I'm going to have to buy some more of those. So hopefully though this won't be that different. So it is, it's kind of like a burgundy brown. I need to understand what the pigment inks are. Does that mean they're just like, they're coloured differently? Does anyone know? What are pigment inks? I haven't actually looked any of this up. So I completely get why it's called Antler. That's got that kind of really, it's almost, what's the word? It's kind of like truffly, you know, it feels like that. Antlers, don't they have that kind of really fine sort of velvety fluff all over them? I don't know, I've never really sort of seen antlers up close and personal, but it feels sort of antlery. I really like the colour. It's quite fluffy looking, or soft, I suppose, muted. I've just realised I can't do ink monsters. Oh, do you know what? I will. I'll just do it over the top of that. And there you go. That's the ink monster. It's going to make really nice contrast colours, just because where it goes really dark when you get lots of ink, thick ink. So I think that's going to be really nice for creating texture and depth. So there we go. That's Antler. Okay, we're on 25. So it's the big bottle. I think it's 30 mils. We'll find out. It's exciting. I like that there's a big bottle at the end. Well, as long as it's one that you like, I suppose. It'd be a bit of a bummer if it was an ink you didn't like. So what colour have we got this year? Oh, we have got I can't read that. Okay, this is quite funny, but also kind of sad because I couldn't read it. It actually says it's Mer the Merrier, which I think is funny. And it is a shimmer and sheen. So that's interesting that it's a shimmer and sheen, because I'm sure some of the ones that opened before that said either shimmer or sheen were shimmery sheens. Oh wow, so it's got a lot of blue in that, and you've got this kind of like turquoise and silver writing. I think they've all got silver, so I'm going to give this a good shake and then we will test this out. So it's a deep blue kind of base by the look of it. That's Smudge meowing this time. Okay, need to be quick, so get some of that shimmer and the sheen. Oh, I might have done it too thick. Let's try and whop this all over. I will put it on when I get the proper swatches through. When I order some more, I'll put a photo up in my kind of posts so you can kind of see what they should be like. But that is the base, and you can see a little bit of sparkle coming through there. Now, is the sparkle going to get kind of taken out by the sheen? Okay, that's really lovely. I like that you get, so it's a red base. It starts off this kind of turquoisey blue or dark blue, and then it becomes red. The sheen is like a really nice deep red, and then the purpley blue shimmer shows through, so it's really lovely with the writing. So it looks kind of dull and boring that way, although you can see the kind of greeny blues. And then it's like, wow, hello. And you get the most amazing ink monsters. I did put 3 different dots here just to make some kind of, like, you know, the finale, one great big ink monster. But it's brilliant because you get kind of clusters of blue. You've got the blue sparkle coming through the sheen, and then you've got the green ink also showing, which I really like. It looks like some huge, big, look, beastie hunchback monster with lots of spikes, maybe holding a mace. So there we go. That is Mer the Merrier. Okay guys, so this is everything. Overall, I think this year's was really nice. I really liked the standard and pigment inks this year, which is kind of these 3 and all the ones at the back, including Smoky Tobacco, which was a scented one. I just think they were really lovely colours, and a lot of them were colours that I don't have. I have a few that are like the Marie Rose and the Blush, but not the same. So I absolutely loved all the chameleons. So this is Ambience, Let It Snow, even like the Muddy Pigment Chameleon, Pineapple, Spritty. These were all the sheens as well, sorry, chameleons. I absolutely love those. I don't know, the only one I was less fussed about is the Ruby Taffeta, and that's because they always put a kind of, they put a gold on there. I'm sure Grotto looked a bit like this last year. I'll have to double check. I'm never sure about sheens. I think the super sheens are obviously gorgeous, you know, super sheeny, and this one in particular, but they're very, oh, that's my puff. They're very samey ultimately when you get them kind of flat and coloured. You know, Mer the Merrier. And what was the, oh, here we go, Chaos is the other one. I don't know. They just don't, I suppose that's kind of nice, but I'm sure we had these last year. There doesn't seem to be a lot of difference between the sheens, if I'm honest, unless you can kind of get the background colour to show through. And then you've got the, not the super sheens, the normal sheens, which are, they look muddy from the back, but I'm not going to bother with them because they weren't like my favourites anyway. And then I think these 2 shimmers here, that just say shimmer, I'm convinced they are shimmer sheens, which is a hard mouthful to say, but they've got a similar vibe to number 25, which is a shimmer sheen. You know, they're a bit sheeny and a bit shimmery. So anyway, I will do my swatches, so I will do a separate video on this, but I will swatch them in here and then compare the Colour Vent and last year's Diamine colours, so we can kind of have a look at how many were in each one. And then I will also do a swatch on watercolour paper, but again kind of grouping them together so that they're similar, so you can kind of see what there is, because again they turn out differently on watercolour paper as well. So, and for me, I like to see how they work on lots of different mediums, so you can keep a lookout for that and let me know what you think as well.